Hey everyone, this is Denise and Brandy with Eternally Fit.
Hey guys, so today I do get to have my mom here and I'm excited. I've heard the story, I've been with the story, I've kind of lived through it, not her point of view, but anyway, so we're gonna go through her story today. So I'm excited.
And
but
what a blessing that she's here visiting you. For how long?
We start driving. So she still lives in Wyoming, but we're gonna start driving on Wednesday back.
Okay.
We drive every summer. So it's a long haul.
So she flies
she
here.
still lives in Wyoming. What's that?
So she flies here and then you guys drive together.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, thank goodness. Yeah, so growing up in Wyoming, her and my dad got divorced when I was 2, I believe. And then my stepdad came into the picture, I'm thinking when I was 4. I don't remember, but I do just always had him in my life, which I'm very grateful. So I know her story kind of starts. How long were you guys married?
It would have been starting in about 91. I don't know. Around 91.
How many years is that?
Oh, 88. We got married in 88.
Okay, so 3 years after they were married, I'm going to let her tell they decided to.
Well, I grew up Jehovah's Witness. And my husband grew up, he would say Catholic. He really
wasn't
didn't
practicing.
Neither one of us was practicing. And
so a Jehovah's Witness, they believe that once you die, you're just gone. There's nothing, right?
Yeah, you're dead. If you're not following, if you're not doing what you need to be doing.
So they believe in the works. You have to be perfect, which we know nobody's perfect. So anyways, so she's Jehovah's Witness and he's Catholic.
And so we challenged each other to read the Bible because I wanted to prove to him Jehovah's Witness was right and he wanted to prove that Catholic was right. So we challenged each other to read the Bible and find out,
to prove each other wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
They were just trying to prove each other wrong.
And so we started reading and we took like a year off of doing nothing extra but reading the Bible. And we came out from reading that believing the very same way Christianity as I believe it today.
It's like a born again Christian.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they don't consider themselves a religion per se, but more just a believer in the Bible and believer in Christ.
And we didn't want to have anybody to tell us how to believe because up till then we were told how to believe, by Jehovah's Witnesses, Catholics, whatever. We wanted to read it for ourselves.
Yeah. Yep. So after that, what are you talking about Cody right off? Or
no, I'm just going to say that we tried to study with the kids and bring them to the Lord. The 2 oldest children really didn't study with us at the time. They were teenagers at the time, so they didn't want to have anything to do with it.
So there was Justin, which was Charlie's son, and then Cody, her son. So those are the 2 that didn't want to study with us.
Then we studied with the 3 youngest ones and reading a kid's Bible.
And kids' Bibles are where it's at.
It is.
It really is to give you just that.
I've learned so much from reading to my kids. Yeah. It's like on my level.
Oh, yeah. Did you turn your video off?
No, yours is very fuzzy,
Denise?
But I think once we upload, it's going to be okay. Can you not see me at all?
Okay, because you're off completely. You're a black screen.
Well, yeah, I'm still here. I haven't changed a thing. But...
Oh, well, we can keep going. At least we'll have the audio. We won't.
And then we started going to a Bible study in Manila, Utah. They had a pastor come once a week and study the Bible with us. So we did that every week for quite some time.
Was it church or just
It's just Bible study? Yeah.
Okay.
And then we started having church services at the Bible study.
And this was at the fire department, wasn't it?
Exactly.
So we had a Bible study at the fire department.
And the Senior Citizen Center Fire Department / I think. Yeah, we had both, actually. And then a lot of the dominant religious people that lived in the area, they stopped.
Once she became a Christian,
and they knew we were Christian, they stopped waving at us.
Oh.
They treated the kids different in school. Because, it's kind of crazy because for years I grew up Jehovah's Witness. They never said a thing about it. They didn't, they just treated us like normal people. But once I became a Christian, that's when they quit waving.
We were excommunicated.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that tells you something right there.
I don't see in my mind. I picture now. I look back and I'm like, we were not necessarily excommunicated, but we were a light shining,
and they didn't like it.
So we were that light shining because it's a very small community and very tight knit with that certain religion. So it is, definitely different.
And they probably don't like change and.
Well, and just to think that I was a Jehovah's Witness the whole time, my growing up, I never really fit in the community. But to be ostracized after I was Christian, it's just kind of, wow.
But you still prayed for him.
Oh, I prayed for him daily after I was Christian. I would go up and down the whole community and pray by name, each person that lived in that community daily.
Wow. So then did you start to see those prayers come to fruition eventually? Like how long did it take for them to come around?
This is the story.
Question.
Now this is the story.
That leads right into it.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then
your dreams.
And then about 1998.
7 years later.
7 years later, it was in a dream. It's kind of hard to even describe. I don't know if it was really a voice or just a dream. I don't know. It was just weird. In September of 98, I got a dream that I was going to lose a son. And so then I'd say to myself, I'm thinking it was myself doing this crazy dream. What are you doing? What are you thinking about? And so then I'd say, please, Lord. But then I'd still pray, please, Lord, don't let this happen. I don't want this to happen. So then I forgot about it. And then November, 2 months later, I had the very same dream.
Oh, wow.
Thinking the very same way, that it was just me doing all of this and praying, don't let this happen.
As you're praying for everybody else still.
Yeah, I'm still praying for everybody else. And then, and that was it. So it happened in September and then November, and then I forgot about it. And then
because it's kind of weird, like, have a dream and you're not wanting to believe that.
Yeah.
Especially something like that.
Yeah.
Time. Okay.
So then, Cody was in the accident. Cody was in an accident, a really bad accident.
In August of 98? 99.
99. Yeah.
So her oldest son, Cody.
It would have been,
because a year later, in 99.
I could be mixed up on some of the dates, actually.
That's all right.
Anyway, he was in a really bad accident. And
he was not hurt. Or a cousin, they were not hurt in this accident. But they were on the freeway. They had turned into the median, and somebody had rear-ended them. He had his blinker on and everything. And that person that ran into him ended up dying on the scene.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he was only 18, 19?
He was 18.
So,
Wow.
so he ended up getting charged with
vehicular manslaughter. And so that went on for a while because courts take a while, lawyers take a while. And I remember having to go to a court mediator myself. And he was going to tell me what he was going to have Cody spend in jail.
Oh.
And so I remember going to this mediator and he telling me that Cody's going to go spend 30 days in jail. And I just cried my eyes out. I cried. I mean, it was unbelievable how much I cried because.
And that's crazy because of jail. Like, he obviously he didn't. It's a vehicular manslaughter. So I think he was turning illegally into the median, which he from my cousin, he had told us about this. He said he remembers the blinker being on for a very long time. He was trying to do everything perfect because he was trying to get on the other side of the freeway because he had a friend that had a flat tire he had seen. So he's trying to go help a friend.
Okay.
And so just things.
And they didn't post it back then that you couldn't turn median. They didn't even have that posted on the freeway. Yeah, I think they do now, but they didn't then. Anyway, so I cried my eyes out during that, thinking he was going to go to 30 days in jail. And then I remember coming home and telling Cody what the mediator had said. And he said, I know, the Lord's told me already. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I just got such a peace of mind.
Wow.
Like he knew.
Yeah. And I'd never really talked to him much about Christ because he didn't want to have anything to do with that.
Wow.
So he knew and he was already at peace.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
See, and he was 6 years older than me. So it's kind of, he'd have been 18. I'd have been 12. I mean, I remember it, but I don't, I'm at that teenage years where I'm trying to fit in.
Right. So, didn't really comprehend really what was happening.
Right.
And then June of 1999, a woman came to church because we were having church.
So is this the next year, the following
The 99,
year? Yeah. Or after, so the year after his accident?
Yeah.
So it would have been 2000?
99.
Okay. So the accident happened in 98. And then this story is coming up in 1999, in June.
Yeah. And my husband was both there, and this woman came up to us that we knew because she had went to a church in Mountain View.
Oh, I thought you didn't know her.
We did know her, but just knew of her, but didn't really know her.
How long ago had you talked to her?
Gosh, I don't know. We went to that church once in a while.
Okay, so it'd been a while, and the place that she went to church, Mountain View, it's about 45 minutes to an hour from where she's at this point with Bible study, church, wherever you're at. Okay, go ahead.
So you happened to randomly go to this church this particular day?
She went to our church.
She just came this one day
and brought this little black book and said that Cody had went forward and gotten saved when he was a kid, when he was like 8 years old.
So she just randomly showed up in June and out of the blue and just said she felt that God was telling her she needed to come and find you, right?
Yes.
So come and find her and just tell her in June, hey, I just want you to know your son, Cody, he has accepted the Lord. I just felt like I need to tell you when he was 8. So this is like 13 years later that he's been saved, that she comes and randomly tells her.
And so then I need to go back and talk about our life before that.
Okay.
So
when he was 8.
So when he was 8, I was divorced. I was married before, got divorced. He got the children for, I think, 6 weeks in the summertime. That was the first time he'd ever had it by himself.
Our dad.
And he took him to a babysitter in Mountain View. that took them to church.
Is this Nick's?
Yes.
Okay. So they still, they actually came back. So these people that babysat us, they came back last summer to Marietta, where we're at now, and visited. So it's kind of crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
These people that took, the babysitters that took us to church, because my dad worked for them.
Okay.
And so yeah, so that's when he would have went forward, is during that time. That was before I was married. That was before, I wasn't married the second time yet.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and they come home and say, "Hallelujah, praise the Lord."
This is before she was saved.
Yeah.
So we were going, woo!
Yeah. I thought, oh my word, I wonder what's he taking these guys to. I thought it was crazy that they just start saying that, all three of them. Praise the Lord.
That is funny.
I don't remember. I think I was only 2, 3.
Yeah.
I don't think I did say that. Did I?
Yeah, I think you all three did.
Oh, gosh.
And I thought it was just insane.
She's thinking, we're weirdos. We're a weird
They're
religion.
going to a cult. They're going to a cult.
Right.
In church.
And how crazy I just feel like the timing, everything happens how it's supposed to. Like, they get divorced. The first time he has us for the 6 weeks, we get taken to this church. And, that's where Cody got saved.
Yeah.
And I had begged his dad, just let me watch him. Just let me watch him. You don't have to pay me.
Right.
That summer, instead of taking him to a babysitter, just let me do it.
I'm sure that was really hard letting them go for that long.
I know, it was awful. It was awful having to let them go. Yes. Anyway, but there's a reason. God has this plan already.
Right.
So it's all working in where He wants it to work.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward back.
Now we're back again. Oh well, no. Then I married Charlie. He in his split family. The husband I have now. He had 2 boys and I had 3 children. 2 boys and a girl.
Me. I'm the girl.
She's the youngest. And so now
we're back to where that June, when the lady from that church that we were taken to way back when. So fast forward 1999, this lady in June is coming. She felt God telling her she needed to reach out to my mom to tell her that Cody was saved. And we can go on with that later too, this lady, because she reached out to this lady
afterwards, after I wrote the story down.
That was last year.
2 years.
2 years ago. And that lady was going through a tough time, and her reaching out at that time really helped.
Oh,
so,
my.
Anyways, that's another story.
God sends angels.
What?
I think God has angels lead us to who needs help sometimes.
I mean, and why? And she had to wait. How many years after Cody did you reach out to this lady?
Gosh, 20 years?
20 years later, time, reach out to her. And it was like that time, this is with this lady. I don't even know her name. And you might, but I don't. This lady needed to hear that.
Wow.
Because she was going through a really tough time. So, anyways, okay, back to.
Okay, so that woman came to our church, told us that Cody went forward when he was 8. And then I did lose a son in August of 1999. My oldest son.
That dream.
Cody. The doctors, I was told to go to the hospital because Cody was in an accident.
So this is August again. So a year before that, this was August. So the year before, when he was in that accident already, it was during our fair. So we were staying we call it town. It's an hour away. And, so then that following year during fair again,
oh my,
he's in this accident.
So
and it doesn't turn out as.
We go to the hospital. His cousin is there, and I took his brother with me, And so we went to the hospital. I'm
Not his cousin. So my brother. She took my brother, Coulter, with her to the hospital. I was still at Fair. I had heard Cody was in an accident, but I had heard that he had maybe broken an arm. So I was like, oh, well then I don't care. Broken arm. It's fine.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, we're in this little room at the hospital, and I'm thinking things are still good. I'm still thinking positive that, and even though his cousin kept telling me it wasn't good, I mean, because his cousin was there when this happened to Cody. And so his cousin kept telling me, it's not good, it's not good. But I'm still thinking, it's, not bad. I mean, how bad could it be?
Mm-hmm.
And so then the two doctors came in and they told me he had passed away.
Oh,
but you were in this little room and you had told me that so how many were in this little room? Just you, Coulter, his cousin?
And that's it.
And she said she remembers everything in slow motion.
Mm.
After I was told that Cody had passed away, everything I looked from his cousin to Coulter and just slow motion, just really slow motion. I don't know what they call that, but I know it happens a lot when people die or whatever.
I just wonder if it's something
traumatic, something traumatic.
Yeah. Hey, Denise.
Yes.
Hey, are we doing 2 videos on this one?
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So maybe let's do a stopping point and then we'll continue on.
Okay.
So this is part 1 of the story with my mom.
Okay.
And we'll resume and then begin where we left off.
Okay. Sounds great. I'm gonna push stop now.